What's good, everybody? It's your boy JSenpaiXStories here, and today we have something different for you guys. Today I'm going to actually explain at least some of the stories that I've been making on Twitter recently that, have probably been seen with Konako, me, Tsumugi. Definitely I've been doing a little bit of those stories on Twitter and really having fun with making them. And the shitty part is I can't kinda do a YouTube video on it, mainly because I don't have voice actors or any type of people that can help me make something like this into an actual actual thing. Instead of relying on that, I'm going to just explain to you the story of what I'm trying to tell on Twitter. Pretty much what you saw with the Vtuber art season 1 video that I put out on here just for a fun edit, that's also going to be really the intro to, or at least the opening to what this story is. The story is basically about Tsumugi's glasses and how her power has control over me because, I used her power, and now that Tsumugi's glasses is no more and her power is transferring to me, and how that kind of messes me up in how we go through things as a VTuber now. I put up a poll on the community tab, and some of y'all wanted to see something new and see if I could cook up something different. So this is a bit of that different stuff, but also keeping in some of the lewd stuff as well too, because the story will get very lewd. And really it's just a basic Jentai plot, but it's a Jentai plot that will matter over time, and definitely this is going to be a long telling story. So let's not waste any type of time here, and let's just get really into it. So it's that time of year again for students to go out their way and start taking exams, and pretty much Konako have brought me to the library so we can study together and try to figure out how to help her on her exams. Personally, for me, I don't have to necessarily do exams. I'm just that exception since I'm the student council president. Really doesn't matter. I can do what I want. Anyway, problem is, something just feel like it's been bothering me, and I don't know necessarily what it is, but I just don't feel right in my own head right now. Something that just doesn't feel absolutely correct. Like there's someone or something that's kind of bugging the hell out of me, and I just don't know what it is. Of course, Konako think I'm just sleeping and effing around, but that's not really the case here. And obviously, when I'm looking up, I see Tsumugi. Now, if you paid attention to V3, and this is going into spoiler territory for the real game, if you paid attention to the ending of V3, Tsumugi died, and pretty much that was the end. That's supposed to be the end of this despair-loving train that we got that's known as Danganronpa, but apparently Tsumugi is still somehow here, and I don't understand how that's the case. So of course, when any normal person that sees a dead person that, shouldn't be here, of course they're gonna stand up and about to whoop their ass, because why the hell wouldn't you want to whoop their ass? They shouldn't be here. But unfortunately, Konako just think I'm just playing around and stuff. I'm just like, do you not see this blue-haired bitch right here? How do you not see that? How do you not see that? And of course, Konako is just thinking I'm effing around. Why wouldn't she? She doesn't see anyone there. How can I only see Tsumugi and she can't? Questions for later. Anyway, so of course, I'm freaking out thinking this is some kind of bad joke or something, and Konako is legit concerned, because why the hell wouldn't you be? If someone else can't see something but you can, and they're not freaking out about it, of course you would think something is wrong too. And obviously, you would thought Tsumugi would be dead because of what happened, but she's not. And it feels like Tsumugi is trying to say something, but I don't know necessarily what she is trying to say. But she goes up close and tells Jay, "You think you're just gonna steal my talent, and there will be no consequences whatsoever? Do I have something in store for you? It's time to wake up, senpai. Recreate the world in my image." And wouldn't you know, despair somehow gets into me, because why the hell not? But yeah, pretty much I end up falling under despair, as you can clearly see, and Konako does not know what the hell is happening, much less I didn't even know what the hell was happening. So of course, we're kind of freaking the hell out right now, because what the F is happening? 2 months has passed, and Konako and Kiari is just arguing, and honestly, they just are enemies. That's just how they are. If you don't know, in one of the other short stories I made, basically I just made a little short story with Kiari and Konako at each other's throats, talking about pretty much they're trying to bang me because, you know, why not? And obviously Kirari is just starting a beef with Koniko for no reason, just for fun, just to poke fun at her, pretty much saying, look at your flat chest, you have no chest. Also look at my gigantic boobs. These are looking immaculate, which you will not be able to see on YouTube, but you will be able to see on Twitter. And you know, that's just how that is. But obviously Koniko is absolutely pissed about this, and she's just getting tired of Kirari just flaunting her shit in front of her. So she storms the freak out of the infirmary and pretty much dips down the hallway, while Chiaki is right there beside her. Chiaki, her best friend for 2 years. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. This is my story. Shut up. Now obviously Chiaki doesn't like conflict, as you would obviously know. She's just trying to do her best to calm down Koniko over this nonsense, but Koniko is still not having it because she is an angry lady. Do not piss off the cat. Anyway, but just for bitch. And right in front of her for a little minute, Jay was there. Obviously still not really effing with this despair nonsense. They're still messing with him over the 2 months. They just couldn't really do anything about it because they don't know what's going on. And Tsumugi is still there taunting the hell out of me, just being like, still wanting to abuse my talent? That just like bro, can you leave me alone? You're dead. You shouldn't even be bothered with me using your talent. I don't see why you're so uppity about this right now. So of course Koniko is still asking what is wrong. You've been like this for over 2 months now. Koniko is obviously worried. Of course she would be. They don't know what's wrong. And now I also use a bit of my real lore and real world stuff that has happened with the channel here, because 2 years ago we kept using Danganronpa sprites. Obviously I wanted to translate that into the story. So the last 2 years of using her talent led myself to be more involved with despair in my mind. If this continues, Tsumugi will be able to get her powers back and somehow revive herself within me. It wouldn't be a fun time, honestly. Tsumugi, so that technically I would be a femboy? Technically? I don't know. That's kind of weird, actually, now that I think about it. Anybody that Jay... Now, obviously, Jay knows a lot of people. Jay knows pretty much a decent amount of people. And everyone knows that he has Tsumugi's power, and that's, you know, fine. Everybody knows that. But the thing is, even though they know that he has her power, they can't see Tsumugi. If that's also a question that you're probably wondering, why can't Koniko see Tsumugi? What's good with that? That's only because they're not in despair like Jay is, and that's the only reason why they can't see Tsumugi. If you're not equally in despair like he is, or have despair yourself and know it, you won't be able to see Tsumugi either, and that's just pretty much how it is. That's just how it is. That's the name of the game, honestly. Despair is the name of the game. And here's also another thing that you might not know, is there's two versions of Jay that we know, the good one and the despair one. If the despair version of Jay ends up having sex with another person, he ends up breaking that person's mind and they end up becoming a slave. Pretty much like how Mikan was with Junko, or Mukuro was with Junko again. And that's pretty much how it's going to go. And that's just how it is. Now the spirit can work for differently in different people, but if it's thrown in via another person and they don't have the spirit themselves and they never got it themselves without the help of another person, then the spirit could be easily done differently in that person that they have, that the spirit is in. But if the spirit is gained by someone else, they will fall under that trap of the spirit of how that person is and how they are. So if Jay's gonna be lewd, and so Jay's normal personality is lewd, then that person that the spirit goes into will be lewd as well. So just keep that in mind too. So Tsumugi's all over this, just telling Jay to just do Koniko, just F her right now, and completely break her brain, just like Jay's. And obviously, it could happen if it wasn't for the fact that Junko came in and trying to save the day and save the situation. 2 years of work together, and here you are, effing it up. Obviously, when Junko showed up, with the knowledge of the second game, Chiaki already know not to trust this despair-loving thoughts. Absolutely not. It's not compatible. Her thick self already knows what Junko's gonna do if she gets involved with this nonsense that Jay is in. Obviously, it's not a good time. But for Konako, she doesn't really know Junko like that, so obviously she'll take any advice that she can get to help stop this despair, which Junko obviously knows what to do with, how to deal with it, because she is despair herself. Now, and Junko was telling the game, and Junko basically tells the game, I'm the only one, I'm the only other person who could see what he's dealing with right now. Konako, how long you been with this guy? Like 5 years now? Which is kind of some IRL truth, because I've seen High School DxD 5 years ago, like back in high school, freshman year, I believe so. Actually, that's been a long ass time. Anyway, Junko goes on to say, I can tell you want to say him. Despair for him is the overuse of his powers. If you want him to have a clear mind and suppress it, you're gonna have to F him while not in despair. Again, as I said before, you're in despair. If he's in despair and he has sex with somebody, bad things will happen to that person. And obviously, Chiaki is just flipping out because she's just like, "Are you serious? This can't be for real. That can't be for real right now." Junko's like, completely. That's his way of calming down because, of course it is. You've seen me for the last 2 years on this channel. Y'all know what I'm about. So obviously, this is a bit of a strange situation to be in. So Chiaki's like, how long do we have to do this? Junko is also like, as long as he is in despair, you might as well start a harem. Konako's no stranger to that. And Konako is fine with this, you know, she's fine with it as long as Jay put her first throughout all of this. And that's acceptable. And Junko is like, you know what? I've been wanting to ride some of that fox too, so let me in on this as well. And it all ends off as everything kind of fades to black, and it's just Junko and Jay in their mental kind of space. Chiaki was kind of wondering if this is okay to join the harem like this and do this type of thing to him. Junko in her mind is just kind of hunting after Jay and seeking after him too. She's just like, you've been waiting a long time, Tsumugi. I know you've been wanting to take over him. I won't let that happen. For the sake of our despair together, I'll take your talent as my own. He'll be an added bonus, a slave for me. And that is the story so far when it comes down to it. So that's it so far as it goes for the story. I do have plenty of ideas that we can take this story. Obviously there will be some good comedic moments there. There will also be a lot of different sex scenes that I can make. Much less, there's also going to be some heavy moments in the story. Potentially try to make it dark. I'm going to potentially try to make it dark. And yes, this is all going to be included, as I'm going to consider this as my VTuber lore as well. So, what other VTuber you see doing this? What other VTuber you see going in making a story like this? There ain't no VTuber out here like me. There ain't nobody. So, yeah. And the way I'm going to release this videos like this, these are videos that I kind of just do when I'm kind of not doing anything else. Much less, I don't want to force out these videos and pump them out just to make content, because no, I enjoy doing these videos and I enjoy doing these stories, and I don't want to force them like I done so many other things. So this is going to be the hidden gem of the this is going to be one of the hidden gems of the channel, like the MILF Hunter series. Like, I don't want to overdo that series like I did Rate the Waifu, so you get where I'm coming from. Anyway, when it comes to releases, Patreon will get it first, and you can be any level tier. When it comes to the video format of this, you'll be able to see it first. You could be any level of tier. Keep in mind that the lowest tier is $3. That's not that bad. And if you want to see the NSFW scenes of who I'm smashing, then obviously that will be the $30 tier, as you know, watch more as more things come out when it comes to that series, and just regular Kokatsu content entirely. So that will also be a thing. Then the next day, I'll post the actual video that will be going on to YouTube, and that's just how that's gonna be. So I got some ideas how I want to set this up. So hopefully this is something new that we can stay on the channel, that can be stayed on the channel, people will have a huge interest in, and hopefully you will enjoy the stories that I try to tell, because I honestly do like doing it. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys for this one, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and like to donate to the channel. Ko-Fi and the Patreon is available as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, sign off. Have a blessed day.
Baby, say my name as if you got a fucking clue. Always caught up in the moment, not condoning what I do. I've been messing with my chemistry to find the better me. Putting thoughts up on the page in hopes that you could get to me. Been this way since legit, my brain couldn't quit. Running from my issues, roll the pain in a spliff. Fade away every hit. Nobody needed me, too afraid to commit.